Hello friends, welcome to Adobe Photoshop lesson number 4. In this tutorial, like I promised, I would be explaining all of you how we can basically work on an image. Now, whenever we work on Adobe Photoshop, it is very important to know what tools we have available to us. So I would also be telling you about the tools that we have on the toolbar on the left hand side. But before we do that, so that it doesn't get very boring, I'll tell you how to work on images, and I'll show you a very elementary thing that we always require on Photoshop. Now, you must be aware that whenever we use pictures, they mostly have a background, and it's very irritating if we can't remove the background, because this background will actually kill the beauty of the image that we're trying to create. So say, for example, if I want to use two images together and they both have their own backgrounds, they won't merge too well. So it is important that in both the images we have no background unless they both have a similar color background. Now, what I mean is, let me actually show you. So what we would do is I'd basically import an image into this image into my Photoshop. And as you can see, it has a white background. Now, unless I had another image with white background and I wanted to mix them both, this image would look very weird, with any other image with white background. And I can actually show you the example as well. So let's say I have this image and I have the top image. Now, let's say if I didn't have the white background removed, how would this look on my other image? It would look something like this, yeah? So it wouldn't really gel well with the background, in the blue background. So what we do is basically remove the background and then import the layer into the new image. So I'll just close this one for now and won't save it, and come back to this one. Now, to begin with, on the left hand side we have a lot of tools, but for this one, to remove the background, we use something called a magic wand. This is really magical. All you do is click anywhere on the white area and it would select the entire white area. Then what you need to do is double click on the layer on the right hand side. It would basically create a new layer and you hit enter. You can type a new name if you want, but I'd just leave it the way it is and hit enter and press delete on my keyboard. So as you can see, the white background has disappeared. Yep. Now, even though we've removed the white background, what would happen is in some portions within the image, the white background would still stay. For example, if you see here, we still have the white background, which means if I import this image again onto the other one, it would still be white from some places. So I need to look at what white portions are still on the image and remove them one by one. So you need to be careful about, when you're doing editing of images, you need to be careful about where you see white background. So I think we're more or less done. This was pretty easy. All you do is just click on the magic wand and it selects the color completely, the color that you click on. So if I clicked it on the gold, it would try and select the similar color all across. But that's not what we want to do. What we would do is now save this image, and to save this image we go to File, Save As, and we always save this as PNG. The reason why we do this is because if you save this as JPG, it would have the background again. JPG format does not actually have have images without background. So you always need to save it in PNG format. So let's just save it in PNG format. Now, coming back to the toolbar. The way it works is we've got the toolbar, which is normally divided, differentiated with a very thin line, and some of these are selection tools, so you can actually select some pieces on your image. The other one is mostly editing and photo tools, which allow you to do things with the photo. And then you would have other tools which are like text tools, rectangular shape tools, etc., etc. So what we would do is we would look at these tools one by one in later videos, but to just give you a small glimpse on them, the one on the top, as you can see, is a rectangular tool, which means that if I were to select a rectangular area, I would use that tool. The other thing that you would notice is that on your toolbar, you would have a very small arrow at the bottom right hand corner. Now, when you right click on your toolbar, you would see you get more options within that tool. So if I were to right click on the first one, it says rectangular marquee tool, elliptical marquee tool, single row marquee tool, and single column marquee tool. So as I was telling you, this is mostly selection. So if I were to select a rectangular portion on my image, I would use that tool. If I want to select the layer itself, then I would use the selection tool, you know, the arrow with the move button. So what it would do is select the entire layer for me, whichever layer I want to use. Then we have other tools. One more quick tip, you know, when you put your mouse on one of these tools without clicking, it would tell you what that tool is. So this one is lasso tool, the other one is the magic wand, which we just used, the next one is crop tool, and then we have slice tool. I'll tell you about all of these one by one in the lessons to come, but for now you just need to quickly know which tool is what. The healing brush tool, and then we have the brush tool, stamp, clone, etc. I'd recommend that you go over them one by one, so you at least know the names, you know, when we refer to them in future. The other thing that you would notice is whenever you bring your mouse on any of these tools, it tells you something in the bracket, which means that if you press Control and the letter in the bracket, it would actually select that tool. So if I had this tool selected and I want to select the, you know, the move tool, I would say Control and then V. Sorry. So what it would do is basically select the tool for me. Yeah, it's the command tool. Now the other thing that you would notice on the toolbar on the left hand side is the background and the foreground color. So if you wanted to change the color and, you know, again wanted to make it white or blue or black, you could do that using this set background color and set foreground color. So this is it for today. In the next lesson, we'll learn more in details about the tools and how to use them. You know, what are the uses of these tools. I'll see you in the next lesson. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.